There is a such thing as a healthy, casual relationship, situationship, dating, whatever the fuck you want to call it. There is a such thing as healthy, casual. You're communicating, but you're casual. You're seeing other people, they know about it, and you're casual. You're playing it safe. You know that, hey, this person is willing to offer you these things and is casual. This person is letting you know that, hey, maybe, and if we keep hanging out or whatever, or maybe if we find something, a deeper connection together, we can turn this into something way better than casual and something full on. Hello, and welcome to Situaseans Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Michael Williams, a.k.a. Shawnee Dude. You can call me Sean, Shawnee Dude. Does not matter to me. I'm just glad that y'all are here. Thank you so much for tuning in to the next episode, episode 11. Let's fucking go. This show is the wheels are just rolling on this show. We are just putting out these episodes. Let's fucking go. I want to give a big shout out again to you all for listening to the last episode with, featuring my friend Brenda. Yeah, talking about mindfulness. I'm so glad that so many of you found that valuable. So again, keep on sharing your stories, your questions, anything about dating, life experiences, anything at all. I want to hear your questions and your stories. So, I'm going to already kind of just jump in with that, plug in that link. So situationspodcast.com/submit. That's where you want to go to submit your stories and your questions, because whenever you all submit and you ask questions, you tell me your stories and you kind of get involved with this podcast, it's another drip of love onto my heart. So submit, drip, drip, drip. And like I always say, y'all, keep on sharing these episodes with your friends, your families, your coworkers, hell, even your fucking enemies. Share this podcast wherever you go, because more people will find it valuable, and keep on rating and reviewing. I haven't asked for ratings in a while, so go on Apple Podcasts, go on Spotify, wherever you listen to this podcast, and give me a 5-star rating, because other people will find this show valuable. So keep on sharing. And yeah, get the group chat involved. I know all of you got group chats with your friends and your families, so share this podcast with the group chat. If y'all are going through something, in which y'all are, because everybody's going through shit, if you share it with the group chat, they'll find it valuable. They'll share it with their friends and families, and so on and so forth. So let's keep this thing going. Situations Podcast does not survive without you. And I want to give another huge shout out and thank you to the Patreon supporters. If you want to join the Patreon and get all the behind the scenes content, that's patreon.com/Situations Podcast. And there you can see all the, behind the scenes stuff. I got the ad-free episodes on there. I'm going to be doing some bonus episodes on there. I'm trying to get a little bit more people there so that, all the efforts aren't wasted. So yeah, I'm trying to get more people involved in that. And also I was sharing some of the, screenshots from a past situation where someone ghosted me. And so I was just like actually ghosted, haunted, meaning like they came back and then ghosted again. So if you want to see that interaction, join the Patreon. And I'm also going to be sharing screenshots of my dating profile, because I kind of want y'all to see, how I'm out here, presenting myself, especially on dates and stuff like that. So if you want to see like my, dating app profile and kind of get like a little bit of an understanding as to like, how does Sean present himself? Join the Patreon. I mean, come on. All right. So I'm so glad that y'all are here. Today's episode, we're going to be kind of talking about, it's like seeing multiple people at the same time. And like, does that make you a hoe, or is that like a hoe phase? What does that mean? And on top of that, we're going to be covering a little bit about a listener submission. Someone has submitted something about getting through college. So another college, student submission. So, hey, I mean, I'm happy that even like the really young folks on here are finding value in this podcast and are tuning in and are submitting their stories and questions. So yeah, let's keep that thing going. All right. Now, for those of you that are just kind of tuning in for the first time or haven't been here in a while, or, trying to figure out what the hell is this show is about. This show is about dating, relationships, mental and emotional life experience. So we all go through stuff. And yeah, the goal of this podcast is just to kind of have an open platform and talk about these things, and for you, the listener, to submit anything that you are going through, because it'll help others like listeners that are going through similar situations. So let's continue to spread that vulnerability. Let's continue to spread the love. Like let's continue to just make this podcast community, not just the Situaseans podcast community, but just podcast community and just other different facets in general. Let's continue to spread the fucking love, because that's what the world fucking needs. Yeah, so kind of just starting off, having options as far as in the dating scene and just dating other people, kind of exploring and seeing what type of people you vibe with. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you're out here trying to see and match with people that you think from face value, okay, this person probably has similar ideas than me, or probably has similar hobbies or interests, let me explore that. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's the whole point of a dating app. That's why they made these dating apps, for you to get out there, get on these dates, and see who you vibe with and who you don't vibe with, because not everybody is everyone else's cup of tea. We all have different things that we're into. Some people have, like a certain type, and others don't. Others are just more optimistic. So, hey, we can't knock somebody for their types or the people that they tend to go after. That's just what makes us all different, what makes us all individuals. But yeah, so if you are out here dating multiple people and you're intentional with it, it doesn't make you a hoe, and it doesn't make you a fuckboy. And a lot of that kind of gets confused, because some people are like, well, then, like, if you're out here seeing multiple people, what does that mean? Like, how are you not like a fuckboy or a fuckgirl or what have you? And the overall grand answer is, if your intentions. If you are intentional about who it is that you're spending time with, and you're evaluating, okay, do I like this person? Like, is this person giving me the same energy that I'm giving them? Then yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being intentional. So it's all about, what are you presenting yourself as from day one? And are you keeping it open and honest? Yeah, so just keeping it open and honest, like, that kind of helps okay, is this the type of person that I want to spend my life with in the end? And even if that is across other people, it maybe is not just this one person, but it's the other person that you're on a date with. I mean, maybe they're a better fit for you. So if you're straight up from like the jump, now let me kind of take a quick little second here to kind of let people know that, first, if you're going on like a first date with somebody and you already are seeing, one or other two people that you're going on dates with, trying to figure things out with and trying to see if, who's the best match for you, you are not obligated to tell somebody on the very first date that you're seeing other people. If anything, that's not going to get you on the second date or anything past that. Like, that conversation, you shouldn't be out here being like, yeah, by the way, so I'm seeing other people. You know what I mean? Like, it's it's almost like an unspoken rule in dating. It's like obvious. It's pretty obvious that people are out here seeing other people on dating apps and trying to figure it out. But you don't have to just come to date like the first few like dates and being like, yeah, sorry, I can't meet this day because I'm hanging out with, I'm hanging out with Amanda this day, or I'm hanging out with, Tanya this day. So it's like, you have to really be like very intentional, and you have to be careful about the information that you share so early on, because that's not attractive. Because, like, example, let's say if I'm going on a date and this is the first date, girl comes in, we're hanging out, we're having fun, we're talking, chatting it up and everything. And next thing you know, I don't know, somewhere in the date, she mentions, yeah, so I'm actually hanging out with two other people, so I won't be free next Friday for the, if you want to hang. Like, of course it's going to be like, of course, in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, if someone's not available, it's safe to assume that they got work, family, friends, or other commitments, or even another date. But, I don't need to know, hey, she's going out with this other guy. I mean, it's kind of like I already know without needing to know, if that makes sense. When it comes to telling people at the time of, hey, I'm seeing other people, I feel like, and this is just me, but maybe this is different for everybody else, but I feel like that should come at the what are we part of the relationship, or like, not relationship, but like whatever it is that you two are doing. If you're out here just, dating, casually dating, and you're trying to figure things out, yeah, if it's the what are we talk, if that comes up, then yes, that is a perfect time to be like, okay, yeah, so this is where I am. But, it's important to really approach that subject if you're doing this within like a couple of months, maybe, because then that gives you enough time to like figure out, okay, I like this person. I want to date this person exclusively. Let me see about that. So it all depends, but it does kind of come around the what are we phase to kind of be open and say, okay, hey, by the way, I am hanging out with other people. I do like you, but I want to make sure that what we have is not just puppy love, or it is not just cliche, that this is something real here. From there, you can at least see, okay, am I ready to exclusively date this person? And then down the line, that's going to turn into an official relationship. Yeah, so kind of going back to it. So if you are emotionally available from the beginning and you are tentative to that person's needs, like even if you're seeing this person casually, or if you are seeing multiple people casually, yeah, if you're emotionally available and you're letting them know that, like, hey, I really enjoy our time together. Hey, if you ever want to talk on the phone, or if you text me, no worries. I'm going to text you back. Like, yeah, if you're there and you're present in the moment, especially when you're with that person, and even like the little things that you do when you're not physically in the same room with that person, like that counts for a lot. So yeah, if you are emotionally available and you are present, then you're not you're not a hoe or a fuckboy, because it's like, yeah, you are making the most of your time with that person, and you do genuinely care about their feelings, especially if they're going to be vulnerable with you. If they decide to say, hey, I want to go on more dates, or I want to go do this. And if you're open to it, it's like, yeah, sure, I get that. Let's definitely go out and, and have fun, because yeah, we both deserve that. We like each other. I mean, we wouldn't be hooking up with each other if we didn't like each other. So yeah, so that's another part of like being emotionally available. Like if you're just out here just, fucking, and you're not even giving a fuck about the other two people or three, however many people that you're hanging out with, then yeah, that right there, that's kind of like when it's like, okay, now you're at the line of, yeah, you're just being a hoe, or you being a fuckboy or whatever. And honestly, on top of that, I don't even like using the word like hoe, because like hoe could apply to guys and girls. So like, let's not say Sean is generalizing, or, like a certain group of people. No, I'm just saying just in general, because because I've had a hoe phase in the past, like especially, my days in California, I had my fucking hoe phase. So, let's not, dive down a deep well this episode. I do want to talk more about that, but I'm just saying in general, yeah, if you at least care about the other people, then you are at least being there in the moment when it matters most. So due to like the increase in dating apps, literally everybody is talking to at least one or two other people or more. At one point, I remember like at the beginning of this year, kind of like, at the edge of last year, like December 2022, coming into like January or February of 2023, like, yeah, I was like dating like at least like 5 or 6 people at once. And I was able to, be there and be present in the moment, and, appreciate the people that I was spending my time with, because I really liked these women and they liked me. But, as time like went along, we started to figure out, okay, like, I like this person, but there's, certain things where it's like, okay, maybe we are at different places in our lives, and maybe what this person thinks about this or what that person thinks about that, it doesn't align right now, and maybe that won't align ever. So yeah, should we still do this, or should we kind of go our own ways? And so, yeah, those people that I was hanging out with, yeah, eventually we started to figure out more about ourselves and what we wanted in a partner. And so, like, yeah, that stuff started to like fade away or whatever. But at the same time, when I was dating all the like these women at like during like that time period, I made damn sure that I was, present and emotionally and mentally available, because you do have to be mentally available as well, like not just emotionally, because there's a difference between like love bombing and a difference between like being there for, like being a support system, especially like, as you're getting to learn this person, if they're going through shit, or if this person has anxiety, or they have, something from a past situation, or they're projecting things from their past, and you're able to kind of, even if you're on the receiving end of that, you're able to be like, okay, this necessarily isn't an attack on me, but they're going through something, or they experienced something from a last relationship. And so of course they don't know me yet. So they might be thinking I might be the same person. Well, how can I let that person know that, hey, I'm going to be here for you. I'm not like the other people. Like, just give me a chance to kind of show my value and show my worth. So it's a tricky situation when you are coming into a certain type of person that has a lot of baggage with them from wherever it is that they came from. But again, that's that whole mental aspect of it, being mentally available. You shouldn't invest all your time into one person, because let me share something with you. Like, if you're putting all your eggs in one basket and you're just sidelining everybody else, and you're just closing yourself off to other people, you are in turn closing yourself off to other experiences that you could have had, or you are turning yourself off to another experience of somebody who could have been the perfect match for you, but you decided to not even give them a chance. You were just like, oh, screw, Becky, I'm going to go for, Susie over here because, Susie's putting out. It's like, or Susie, she has her shit together, and, I never came across another girl that had her shit together like to this level. So it's like, damn. So if you're putting all your eggs in one basket with, Susie, and it turns out Susie wakes up one day, it's like, you know what? I kind of, don't want to do this anymore. Like, this guy is boring, or this guy doesn't really match what I'm looking for. So I need to just tell him, like, just straight up, like, hey, this is fun, but I think we got to go our separate ways. You're going to be blindsided, like, damn, like, I like that girl. I was hanging out with her for, X amount of time, like a month or 2 months or whatever it is. And now you're going to get mad at her because you're like, well, what the fuck? You wasted my time. And at the same time, I understand if you're getting upset at that person because they just like completely sidelined you and just like, you're just blindsided, like just out of the blue. But, if you're putting all your eggs in one basket, then you're subjecting yourself to disappointment, I guess at a higher level than it would be if you were hanging out with one or two other people. Because if it doesn't work out with Susie, you still have, these at least one or two other options that you can still explore things with. And that is the whole point of dating. That's why dating apps exist, to try to find a connection. And, there are dating apps that are just strictly for, hookups and stuff like that, like, we're not going to kink shame on here. This is Situaseans podcast. Like, we love everybody. It doesn't matter what you identify as, doesn't matter your sexual orientation, doesn't matter who you like to sleep with. We don't slut shame here. Like, we don't fucking do that. And if you're ever around somebody that does that calls you a slut or a hoe or whatever, or saying someone's dogging you or whatever the fuck, tell them fuck you, because like, yo, like why are you, sex shaming or kink shaming somebody, especially if it's like, a lot of us have had phases in our lives where it's like, we're hanging out with multiple people, just exploring and just being free, just living our best life. I mean, hell, do you know how many people in college do that? Or even fuck that. How many people in high school did like do that? I fucking did that shit. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be out here slut shaming or kink shaming somebody, knowing good and damn well that you have some kinks of your own, and you have some stories and some experiences of your own behind closed doors that probably not everybody knows, or probably that people fucking forgot. So before you fucking get up on here and kink shame somebody or slut shame somebody, you need to look within yourself and figure out, damn, why the fuck am I projecting like that? You know? So it's something to think about. Look, so at the end of the day, in my own experience, I have dated around to see what type of woman can I vibe the most with. And I'm not talking about type as like, race or anything like that. Like, I don't have a preference. I don't have a type. I just go for character. Like, you could be a blue fucking alien for all I fucking care. As long as you and I connect, you and I have chemistry, you and I enjoy our time together, you and I are working towards some end goal here, or even if it's just casual, we have laid out the foundation of what to expect from each other from day one, then yes, like you're already setting yourself up for, a better chance of that working long term. Or if it doesn't work long term, then guess what? People are going to still feel hurt that it's over, but at the same time, it's not going to be a messy split, if that makes sense, especially if it's casual. Because if you're casual, you don't have that person in your life on a romantic level. So that person isn't yours to claim, if that makes sense. At the end of the day, none of us are anybody's to claim. You know what I mean? We're no one's property, but I'm just saying from a love perspective, yeah, you can't get mad at that person if you've established from day one that, hey, I want to explore things with you. I'm trying to see if we vibe. And then down the line, if you had the discussion of, hey, we're seeing other people. Okay, cool. You got that out of the way. And now you're trying to figure out, okay, because of this, I want to know, who it is that I vibe the most with, And like, even in my own situation, like today, I know that I still do intentionally date, and I do want a relationship, but in my own experience, because I have plans to move next year, just pending some stuff with my job, I got to figure out. But with that whole move and everything that I'm anticipating, I know that, okay, if I'm going out on a date with somebody, I'm letting them know, hey, by the way, this is what my timeline looks like, because I don't want to blindside them. I don't want them to be like, well, he didn't fucking tell me this, So I tell them at least like the second or third date, because it's if it's the first date, of course, that's just the introductory period. That's the vetting period. You're trying to see if you work together or whatever, if there's some kind of chemistry. Obviously, if somebody's, willing to go on a second date, then for a fact that they want to see you. They like you. They want to learn more about you. So that's is usually for me the second or third date that I let them know, hey, this is what else I got going on. So, yeah, I know in my own life, I do want a relationship, and I'm being intentional, and I am telling the people that whenever I was going on those first dates in the beginning, I was just, second or third date in the beginning, hey, I'm moving soon, but I just want you to know, because I don't want you to feel as if I'm wasting your time, and vice versa. So just being transparent, that's going to help you so much in the beginning. And when it comes to whenever that time is over, at least you both established, this is the stuff that we've figured out in the beginning. This is the terms that we set. I knew that this person was seeing other people. I knew that this person is moving. I knew that this person, has all these other things going on. And at least this person is, brave enough and honest enough, and has a big enough heart to share that and say, hey, this is the other stuff that I got going on. Are you okay with that, before we pursue something, or before we, fuck, or before we go do whatever it is that, we're going to do. And if they're okay with that, then cool. They have that information going in because there's no surprises. Now, if they didn't have that, then yeah, they would have every right to be pissed off, to be sour about it, hell, even be vindictive about it. So let's be open and honest, and let's just try to have those open conversations. There is no need to slut or kink shame anybody, because we all have our different experiences. We all have stuff that we're going through, and it's none of your business to be involved in whatever it is somebody else is doing with somebody else. So everybody just, mind your own fucking business. Also, in my own personal experience, whenever I did have the what are we talk, it would be the most productive talks that I would have with that person at that point, because we both assessed, okay, this is where we're at in our dating, journeys or whatever. And we're trying to figure out, could it lead to something exclusive? Sometimes it has led to something, just dating that person exclusive, not official boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, but dating exclusive. And then after a couple months or whatever, we figure, okay, this is good. Then, now we're official or whatever. But sometimes it did lead to that exclusive dating with that person to further figure things out. And sometimes it led to, okay, we had that discussion and we kind of want different things. So we may have to, start to go our separate ways so that we're not hurting each other. So it's important to have those conversations. And for the women out here as well, and especially the women that date, men, I want you to know that if you want more out of the person that you're dating or out of the guy that you're dating, be upfront with them. Don't play it cool, because let me tell you something. My heart hurts so much for the women out here that date men and they have low expectations for the men that they date, because they're so used to men who are fucking subpar, dishonest, don't give a shit. And then those women, they almost play it cool, oh, it's okay, I'm going to find another one, or oh, he doesn't want a relationship. I don't want a relationship, but then deep down they do. And it's come on, ladies, y'all are queens. Expect more from these subpar ass fucking men. Expect more from yourself. If you want a relationship with that man, tell him hey, down the line, I do want this to go somewhere. I don't want to just keep doing casual, or I don't want to just keep hanging out and there is no end goal here. I don't want to just keep fucking you and you get all the benefits of it and you're just not paying any attention to me, and you're just out here just with your boys, or out here just fucking like other people. Where is this going? So ladies, if you want a relationship, or you are expecting a relationship, first and foremost, if it's the first or second date and that topic comes up of what are you looking for, be honest. Just tell them what you're looking for. At some point, I want to be with somebody, who, who's great, who, adds, a little bit of value or whatever, because at the end of the day, we all add value to our own lives. These other people that we bring into our lives are, the people that we love and all that other stuff. Those people are just extensions of the lives that we're living. So no one is, no one can bring you that happiness. That happiness comes from within. The people that you date, or the people that you're bringing into your life, they're just extensions of said happiness. So yeah, ladies, be open and transparent about what it is that you want. Don't fucking play it cool if it ain't cool. Don't just because this guy wants casual doesn't mean that you need to have casual too. You can be okay, if you want casual, then that's fine. Find casual with somebody else. I'm out. Don't waste my fucking time. So ladies, come on. Y'all are fucking queens. Y'all are fucking worth it. Y'all are everything. And literally, this world cannot fucking spin without the women that that fucking get shit done. So ladies, value yourself and love yourself. If you want something out of a partner, whether it's another guy or another girl or whoever, if you want something and expect something in whatever situation or relationship, whatever it is, whatever have you, say it. Be vocal about it, because your fucking thoughts and your fucking opinions and your wants and needs fucking matter. So yeah, at the end of the day, if you're not being honest and, you're not being emotionally or mentally available, then that's kind of like where the line needs to be drawn. And, at least take the person out on a date. Don't be a fuckboy, like at least take the other person out on a date and let them know where your headspace is at. Like that's the least that you can do. Like, even if you want casual, that's absolutely fine. There is nothing wrong with wanting casual, but just say it from the beginning. And then if you are hooking up or whatever, and I'm talking about casual situations that are just casual, that go past, a one-night stand. One-night stand, yeah, no one has obligations to anybody. Like, that's just a one-night stand. That's the definition of a one-night stand. It's one and done, you're out or whatever, like like the next day, whatever. Cool. Like, I can't tell you how many one-night stands I've had and stuff like that, and like, nothing was expected. But yeah, if it's like a casual situation, that means you're seeing that person on a regular cadence. So at least have something of value, have something, have that discussion, and at least be there at the bare fucking minimum, because like, yeah, that's what separates, casual intentions versus, just like fuckboy shit. So the last thing that I want to cover about having multiple options, going on date with multiple people is, if somebody refers to you as a fuckboy, a slut, a dog, whatever, like I said earlier, if someone's referring to you as that, it's likely a reflection of themselves, or, like they're just jealous that you're enjoying your time and living your best life with the people that you choose to live your best life with. Because yeah, at the end of the day, they might be the person that's, shaming you. They might be jealous because it's like, they probably want you, or they probably wish that they were doing the same things that you're doing, having their, sexual liberations or whatever. But yeah, maybe they're just, jealous because like, yeah, they wish that it was with you and that you weren't, I don't know, having fun with other people. I don't know, like that is a possibility. Or, maybe they were shamed in the past and they thought that that's not a good way to be. And so because they were shamed, now they're projecting it to other people. Like, well, shit, I went through so much shit when I was having fun and I was called a hoe or whatever. So you know what? Like that person's a hoe too then. It's like there's just so many like reasons behind why people project and do shit. But those are like a few, examples why. And, and this is the biggest theory that I have. If someone is over here like slut shaming somebody else, one of the biggest reasons and the biggest theories that I have is the fact that they're not used to people being open and honest with them about casually dating or casually hooking up from day one. You know what I mean? And so they're used to people that say they want relationships, but then fuck them over in the end, and they just treat them like casual and then just fucking leave. Can't tell you how many people in my life that I've encountered like that, and people like in the past, whatever, that I've dealt with that would shame other people or even like shame me. It's like, what the fuck is like, but yeah, they're used to people being in a situation or in a casual relationship or casual, situationship, and the other person isn't emotionally there for them. And so they think that anybody that's in a casual situation is just fucking you over. Anybody in a casual situation doesn't give a fuck about you. And it's like, well, just because that happened to you and people weren't clear with their intentions in your situation and how they treated you, doesn't mean that that's the same thing for everybody fucking else. So mind your fucking business. You know what I mean? There is a such thing as a healthy casual relationship. All right. Let me say that again. There is a such thing as a healthy casual relationship, situationship, dating, whatever the fuck you want to call it. There is a such thing as healthy casual. You're communicating, but you're casual. You're seeing other people, they know about it, and you're casual. You're playing it safe. You know that, hey, this person is willing to offer you these things and is casual. This person is letting you know that, hey, maybe, and if we keep hanging out or whatever, or maybe if we find something, a deeper connection together, we can turn this into something way better than casual and something full on. All right. So it's like, just because it starts as casual doesn't fucking mean that it's always going to be casual. Doesn't fucking mean that everybody who's casual doesn't give a fuck about you. That's not true. That is not true at all. So at the end of the day, having multiple options does not make you a fuckboy, does not make you a slut. It means that you are paying attention to the people that you choose to spend your time with, and you are keeping your options open because one of those people that you are casually seeing might turn into a strong, healthy relationship in the end. And if somebody is not willing to, and if somebody like a third party, friends, family, whoever, if they're judging you, they're kink shaming you, they're slut shaming you, tell them fuck off, because it is not their business. It is the business between you and the person that you're spending your time with. And if you want to grow it into something bigger, you want to grow it into something more exclusive, then that is between you and the person that you are hooking up with. And if anybody else has an issue with it, then tell them fuck off, mind their own fucking business. Because at the end of the day, if you have those open conversations from day one, you're good. You're square. Nothing else fucking matters. Today is a great day to start your own podcast. Whether you're looking for a new marketing channel, have a message you want to share with the world, or you just think it'll be fun to have your own talk show, podcasting is an easy, inexpensive, and fun way to expand your reach online. Buzzsprout is hands down the easiest and best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. Your show can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more within minutes of finishing your recording. Hey, can I let you in a little secret? So I use Buzzsprout to host Situaseans podcast, and let me tell you, it has been the easiest tool I've ever come across for publishing and running a podcast. Podcasting isn't hard when you have the right partners, and the team at Buzzsprout is passionate about helping you succeed. So come on, join over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout to get their message out to the world. Follow the link in the show notes, and that'll let Buzzsprout know that we sent you. And guess what? That gets you $20 credit if you sign up for a paid plan, and overall, that helps support our show. Let's create something great together. All right, y'all. So I'm excited to kind of jump into like the whole listener submission section. And yeah, I can't wait for you all to kind of, dive deep with me on this one. Again, this one's talking more about, the college experience and how to survive college. So let's go ahead and jump right on into that listener submission. All right. So this listener submission says, how to get through college successfully, tips and tricks on how to survive. Signed, struggling college student. All right. Well, hey, thanks for, being so open and sharing, your question. Like this one is a topic and an issue that a lot of young people like yourself are trying to figure out. So yeah, let's kind of like jump right on into that. So kind of, first and foremost, it's important to kind of evaluate what you want in your student life. Basically, what do you want in what do you want to get out of your education, and what do you expect during your time on campus? I think that's so important because it's like, if you are going to college somewhere, or if you're attending university, wherever it is that you are, you're trying to figure out who it is that you are. Like, you're a young individual growing into this world. You're a young adult, literally about to take on the fucking world. That's scary. I can imagine that. Like I've been there. I've gone to college and be like, damn, I'm out here by myself. I gotta figure out life on my own. So, that's it's natural to be a little afraid and not know, like what's the next step. But yeah, so you have to know what you want out of your education, because think about what you want to do after college and set goals that lead toward, whatever it is that you're trying to pursue. So if you're setting these goals, you're making sure that, hey, okay, if I want to be a doctor or I want to be a lawyer, I need to take these classes. I need to study. I need to do these things. I need to like make sure that I know what it is the fuck that I'm talking about, because when these exams come by, I gotta make sure that I'm getting good grades. Because obviously, if you're not fucking passing these exams, they ain't gonna fucking give you shit. They're gonna be like, yeah, you're struggling academically. We're gonna have to, you're gonna be on probation or whatever. So first and foremost, you got to figure out what it is that you want at the end of your time in college. So yeah, assess and evaluate what it is that you want in your career first. After that, you can definitely look into getting a mentor. Like there's so many people out here that do want to mentor young individuals and do want to mentor people that want to be in the same field as the, mentor. So yeah, look into like a mentor and like, someone that can work with you and kind of get you on the right track that leads into that career field. So if you want to get into business and you want to start up your own business, or you want to be part of like some corporation, then look into somebody who's doing that. Example, if you're if you want to get into, healthcare marketing, like that's what I do. I'm just giving an example. Look into other companies that are doing healthcare. Look into anybody on that campus or anybody that knows about that field, and you can connect with them and be like, hey, I'm really interested in doing marketing, or I'm really interested in doing this thing. Is there someone who can kind of help me and kind of like, guide me into the right direction so that I can, pursue this? Internships, that's another thing. Like, look into internships, because that'll also help you know, okay, because here's the thing with the internship, you get to kind of sample it and see, okay, is this kind of the career that I want? Okay, I like this. I like doing this. I'm liking this. So yeah, look into like internships, because it's a sample of what you're going to end up doing if you decide to pursue that field. So, look into that. Even out your social calendar as well. I mean, there's a time for studying, a time for work, a time for fun, a time for, other activities and hobbies and stuff, but split up your time evenly, because the more you split up your time, in a healthy way, you're able to navigate and know, okay, this is what I'm able to do with my time. This is what I can't do. So have a balanced schedule. It's so important. So important. And yeah, stay on top of your grades. I mean, don't let things fall wayside with your grades. Like if you're out here just fucking partying and shit, I mean, you're wasting not only your money, but if your parents are paying for your education, you're wasting their money. Or, if you are getting, student, financial aid or whatever, you're fucking wasting at the end, I mean, it's the government's money, but at the same time, you're wasting your money because you're the one that got to pay that shit back when you graduate. So make the most of your time there. And yeah, I mean, if you feel the pressures of college is really starting to like grind against you and you're just like, oh my God, like, I don't know if I can take this. Like, it's fine. We've all been there. I know there's been plenty of times when I'm like, fuck, I can't do this. I got so much work and assignments, because I was working full time and going to school full time. Like, and I was trying to have a social calendar as well. Like that was probably one of the most stressful times of my young adult life, because like I didn't have families or like places that I could stay or crash at during my college years or whatever. It's just like I was out there on my own or whatever, and I had my own like spot. So I was like trying to like work and go to school. So it was stressful, but if you're feeling that it's taking a toll on you, on your academic schedule, like if things are just like kind of going crazy all at once, then talk to a counselor at the university or at the institution in which you are attending, because they can help you shape your schedule academic wise to make sure that you're hitting those marks, to make sure that you have the tools that you need to succeed, to make sure that, hey, this person, is going through these amount of things. How can we make sure that they are passing with flying colors? How can we make sure that they have everything that they need to succeed and still be able to maintain a healthy schedule? Because you don't want to lose sleep. I've been there. I've done that. I don't recommend it. So, learn from these little examples of and my mistakes that I'm telling you about, and apply that, and apply the right approachable way to go about it in your own student life. So yes, you have to even out your time. So, and then on top of that, if it's taking a toll on your mental and emotional well-being, then that's when you have to look into a counselor, like a therapist. Look into therapy, because they can help you, get in a better headspace. That's the whole goal of therapy. So, seek out a therapist. Your emotional and your mental well-being is so important. I go to therapy every fucking week. I love it. So get a therapist, because that is someone who is a third party that has no personal investment in your life, that can literally help you and give you, these tools to, be more mindful, be more, graceful about yourself, your well-being, and your schedule and your life in general. So look into that. At the end of the day, it's going to be okay. I just want you to know that you have all these resources at hand to help you with your college and social life. So look into those resources that I just shared with you. Make sure that your schedule is organized, and live a good life, to the best of your abilities, but don't I'm not talking about spend money. I'm just saying, have a balanced life and be good to yourself and go get them. College is a great experience. So you're going to fucking excel. You're going to do great. So yeah, I want to see you succeed, and I hope to see you out here changing the world. So go get them. Thank you so much to the listener for submitting your question. Really appreciate it. Again, I want all of you to submit your stories and questions. So there are 3 ways that you can submit your stories, your questions, anything. I need more of your questions. Drip more love onto my heart. Give me all your questions, your stories. We air it here on the podcast. It's anonymous, so no one's going to know who submitted what. I won't even fucking know who submitted what, because the form doesn't ask for a name. The form doesn't ask for an email or whatever. Like this first method that I'm talking about, situationspodcast.com/submit. I won't fucking know who submitted, because it's just a form. It doesn't ask for your name, email, none of that stuff. It's just, say, share your story and then hit submit. All right. So that's the first way. The second way, you can call the hotline. 312-586-2664. Leave a voice note, leave a voice message, or you can even you can even text your your submission there if you want. Just leave a voice message, leave your voice note or whatever, and we will unpack it here right on the show. And then the third way, if you email situationspod@gmail.com. And then, you can submit your material, your submission there. So again, I just gave you 3 ways. So use one of those methods and share your questions, your stories, because I love hearing from you all. It's such a warm feeling, and it lets me know that, hey, this podcast is growing more and more. And it lets everyone know that, hey, they're not the only ones going through stuff. So you might be helping out somebody who's really going through it just by submitting your story. I'm not sure if you knew that, but if someone's listening to this podcast and they're going through something and they hear your story that, or they hear a question that you're going through, they'd be like, wow, I had no idea that someone else is going through that as well. Oh my goodness. Okay. Like, let me try to see how I can take from that experience and try to, like, improve whatever situation that I'm in. So that's how you it just becomes one big circle of, helping each other. So submit your stories, your questions. And on top of that, follow us on social media. Like, we're at Situaseans Pod everywhere. So you can follow us on social media. And yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm giving you like a big, hug. Thank you so much. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@situationspod. This is more than just an audio podcast. This is a video podcast as well. So yeah, so if you're watching this via like video, like, I'm just saying, thank y'all. I really appreciate it. I love y'all. And I love my listeners too. If you are listening via like the Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever, I'm giving you a big old audio hug. No, but for real, I love all of y'all so deeply. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast and listening to this episode. And I will see you all back here for the next episode in a couple of weeks. Woo!